Hi, I'm Erin McGuire. Welcome to my Pure Light Wellness YouTube channel. Thank you so much for being here with me today. So today's video is all about how do we manage anxiety during a crisis. You know, the coronavirus that we're in now and just any kind of crisis that happens in our life. Obviously, anxious thoughts are going to come up. Anxiety is going to come up. So how do we handle that when it does? So I wanted to grab my phone here because I ended up getting a question this week, actually 2 questions about this topic, which is why I wanted to make my video about it today. And one of the women that asked is actually a nurse working in public health, and she's having so much anxiety that she's going to bring this home to her family, and but at the same time loves her job and doesn't plan on, stopping what she's doing, right? Another person typed in and said, I feel like I need constant reminders of what is real and what stories I'm telling myself in my mind. The problem is what is real is often just as bad. So yeah, when things are kind of chaotic, when life is uncertain, like I said, anxiety can come up. And it's good to know that anxiety and depression actually affect the same area of the brain. Depression is thinking about the past, and anxiety is worried about the future, but they affect the brain the same. And in my personal opinion, anxiety and depression are when we've had a disconnect from our spirit, from the source of who we are, from our deep inner knowing. Because if we remembered who we truly were, we would never be worried about anything. Okay, so I just want you to think about that for a moment. Just take your right hand and place it on your heart and just think about that idea that if I truly knew who I was, I wouldn't worry about anything. And that my inner knowing knows what steps I need to take next, what I need to do next. Your inner being knows that, okay? So here's what I gave these women to do as exercises to help you when you're in a state of panic or anxiety. The first thing comes from Mel Robbins from her book, The 5-Second Rule. And it's simply counting back from 5 and then thinking of a future outcome that you want. Because anxiety looks like us future tripping, right? Where we are creating stories around a future thing that we don't even know what's going to happen yet, right? And we all know worrying about things doesn't do us any good, and yet it's still hard. I hear from a lot of people, well, that's how I prepare myself. If I'm worried about it, then I'm thinking about it, and then I'll know what to do. And I disagree with that. I disagree that we need to worry to plan. You can be prepared, but yet stay present in the present moment, because that's where your power is. It's right here in the present moment. So if you're constantly going out there into the future, that's another thing is that's probably become a habit for you. Okay, so the one woman that sent in about that, asking what to do because her mind is creating these stories, that's become a habit. And in some strange way, we actually end up getting like a little addicted to that kind of future tripping thing and creating these terrible stories. We can actually become addicted to the feeling that gives us. Maybe it gives you an adrenaline rush, right? And you want to go get prepared, and you think that it's helping you get all these things done, when in reality, it's really actually draining you of your energy. And you might feel really tired all the time. And it's because the mind is working on overdrive. It's constantly going. So I really want you to see if you can just pull that energy back in, because when we're anxious, we're very ungrounded. Okay, if I'm worried about the future and I'm worried about all these things that could happen to me, then I'm not grounded and centered within myself. So the first thing is we got to stop the habit, okay, from the future tripping and creating the story. So we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're going to think about that future event in the outcome that we want. So if you're worried about getting sick, you would go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you'd see yourself, in 3 months, 5 months, whatever, healthy, radiant, taking your kids to school and dropping them off, running or doing your favorite workout, whatever it is, you get the point. If you're worried about money, same thing. You go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You see that future event a month from now, 2 months from now, 6 months from now. You're writing your bills and you have a smile on your face because you can pay all your bills, and you are looking at your bank account with joy, right? So even if you're watching this and you're like, but that's not true for me right now, it doesn't matter. You're creating your future today. So if you're in worry and stress and wondering how you're going to pay your bills, or if you're going to be affected by all that's going on in the world, then you're actually setting yourself up for failure in the future. Right here in the present moment is where we create tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. And science has shown us we can actually make ourselves sick with our thoughts. We can also make ourselves healthy with our thoughts. So you're not doing yourself any good by sitting here worrying about a month from now or 6 months from now. So the sooner you catch yourself and you can pull yourself back to the present moment using that 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, thinking of that future event, the more that's going to become a habit, okay? And you're going to start doing that, and your brain will start to learn we don't really do the whole future storytelling thing where we horribilize and make the worst case scenario possible in our mind, okay? So number 1 is to break the habit with the 5-second rule. Number 2 is to go into gratitude. Gratitude is going to ground you in the present moment as well. Okay, so simple things to be grateful for. Of course, we're grateful for our family, our health, friends, etc. I want you to go really small with your gratitudes, because the smaller you go, the more you're going to train your brain to look for the good, so that even in a crisis situation, there's still good happening. The sun is still shining, for instance. Maybe today you went on a walk and you saw the first flowers of spring. Or maybe, the neighbor's cat came over and you love cats and you pet the cat. Simple things like that. The more you start looking for the simple things to be grateful for, again, you're training your brain to look for the good. Okay? And then the last thing I want to give you today is just a simple tapping technique. And this is for your subconscious mind. So this can be used on any beliefs that you may have that are old, deep-seated beliefs, maybe even as far back as childhood, that started like, I'm not good enough, or, I'm afraid of this, that, or the other thing. And I want you to just do this little tapping exercise with me. I actually have another video on it that'll go more into depth in the subconscious mind stuff, and I'll attach that video here. But it's very simple. On the left side of your head, you're going to tap from the left temple around behind the ear to the base of the ear. And then you pick your hand up and you start over. So let's do this together. Let's pick a belief like, and you want to do the negative on this side, the positive on this side. Okay, so let's just do fear of running out of money, for example, okay? So it would be the negative belief would be like, I no longer believe that it's possible for me to run out of money. Okay, so let's do this together. Even if you believe that, pick something else, okay? You can pause the video and pick a different belief that you're ready to release. And we do the releasing on the left and then bring in the positive mantra on the right. I think I've said that already. It's okay. Doesn't hurt to say it a few times. So we're going to do this 5 times. I no longer believe that I could run out of money. I no longer believe that I could run out of money. I no longer believe that I could run out of money. I no longer believe that I could run out of money. I no longer believe that I could run out of money. I think that was 5, but you want to do it 5 times there. And so on the positive, we're just going to say, I'm so abundant, money flows easily to me. Okay? Even if it's not true right now, we're tapping in the future outcome that we desire. Okay? Doesn't matter what's present in this moment. Try to get out of that train of thought too, by the way. that, all this stuff is great, but I don't have that yet. That's not helpful, right? It's not helpful to sit and think about all your problems right now. Take action steps towards what you want, but also create that desired outcome in your imagination, because the imagination is that powerful. All right, so right side. I am so abundant, money flows to me easily. I am so abundant, money flows to me easily. I am so abundant, money flows to me easily. I am so abundant, money flows to me easily. I am so abundant, money flows to me easily. All right, and then just shake out your hands, wiggle it out, and you're done, okay? So 3 tips right here, right now, to help you manage anxiety in the moment. I'll have another video coming out next week with even more tips to help you ground into your body and that sort of thing. But for now, I want you to have these tips and tools so that you can get out there and get out of anxiety mode and get out of worry mode and be here in the present moment. Because everything that's happening right now is happening for our highest good. What if you chose to believe that? What if you chose to believe that everything is happening for your highest good, no matter what it looks like? We can't see the whole picture of what's going on in the world right now, and maybe we won't see it for another year. We won't really know what we got out of this, but I'm gonna guess if you're here, if you're watching this video, you're already maybe starting to notice a positive change in your life from this coronavirus happening, right? Maybe you are noticing that you're having more time with your family. Maybe you're realizing that you used to spend a lot of money on a bunch of stuff you didn't really need. Maybe you're realizing that you don't really need as much as you thought you did, or you're really enjoying cooking at home. But whatever it is, I encourage you to write a few of those things down so that when life does return to normal, that you are able to take from this experience what it gave you and bring it into your new life. Because we're kind of being reborn in a way. We're kind of like having to return to this old way of being. I mean, old, like, as in more, cooking, and there's no restaurants, and, that kind of thing, right? We're kind of returning to this old way of being. And it's a little bit quieter, right? And things are a little bit slower. And there's lessons in that for us. It's a time to really purge what we no longer need and get clear about how you want to create what's next for you. All right, so I hope this video helped you today. Please leave any comments or questions below. Your questions I utilize for future videos. So do ask any questions, or if you're needing something a little bit more specific with anxiety help, let me know. I'd love to support you during this time. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again.